Hello, powerful Scorpio soul, and welcome back to the Mystic Astrozen, your sacred space for deep truth, spiritual alignment, and cosmic insight. Today's message isn't just a casual warning, it's a soul alert. There's an energy around you that's quietly shifting, and the universe is urging you to pay attention, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. You may have felt it, the odd tension in conversations, the subtle shift in tone when you walk into a room, or the way someone's smile no longer reaches their eyes. It's not paranoia, it's perception. And Scorpio, no sign senses the unseen more deeply than you. Right now, someone close to you, possibly in your circle, workplace, or even someone you once confided in, is speaking your name with energy that doesn't match love. It's hidden in small talk, cloaked in passive comments, masked as concern, but it's charged with judgment, jealousy, and an intent to distort. This isn't just about words. This is about spiritual interference. It's about recognizing when someone uses conversation as a weapon rather than a bridge. The astrology supports this revelation, with Mercury brushing shadow degrees and emotional Neptune fogging clarity. Secrets are rising from under the surface, like whispered ghosts. But you are not a victim. You are the alchemist. This reading will help you not only identify the source of these whispers, but understand why they're surfacing now, what they reveal about your growth, and how to protect your energy with grace, not fear. This is your time to discern who truly supports your evolution, and who simply spectates your life for their own entertainment. So take a deep breath, center your intuition, and know this: Spirit did not bring you here by accident. You're about to see through illusions and walk away from the noise into your own clarity. What's spoken in shadows can't survive your inner light. And now that you're ready, let's begin this cosmic unveiling together. Because Scorpio, this message may sting, but it will set you free. Now that your energy is anchored, Scorpio, let's consult the cards, because Spirit always confirms what the soul already suspects. The first card that appears is the Moon, a card drenched in illusion, secrecy, and half-truths. It tells us that something or someone is being veiled from your conscious awareness, operating in the emotional shadows where clarity is blurred. This isn't a random person. This is someone close enough to access your story, yet disconnected enough to twist it. The second card is the Five of Swords, a clear sign of conflict, betrayal, and unspoken tension. This is the kind of energy where someone smiles to your face but keeps score behind your back. They see your success, your spiritual awakening, and your silent strength, and instead of celebrating it, they've chosen to compete in silence. And then comes the Page of Swords reversed, one of the most telling cards when it comes to gossip, spying, and mental agitation. Upright, this card represents curiosity and clear communication. But in reverse, it warns of manipulative speech, rumors, eavesdropping, and people who collect your words just to distort them later. This person watches your every move through social media, through mutual friends, or in quiet observation, and they interpret your silence as arrogance, your boundaries as coldness, your evolution as threat. Energetically, this is someone who projects their insecurities onto you because your energy triggers something unhealed within them. This spread speaks of someone who may pretend to support you, but harbors a silent resentment, someone who talks about your life like they live in it, yet never asks how you truly feel. Their words may not reach your ears, but they are reaching the energetic field, which is why you've been feeling scattered, heavy, or unusually introspective. But remember, Scorpio, the truth always reveals itself, not through confrontation, but through alignment. When your vibration rises, everything not built on truth begins to collapse. This reading is not about fear. It's about foresight. Let these cards serve as a mirror, not a warning, because the same energy that reveals the betrayal also protects you from it. You are not meant to fight shadows. You're meant to outgrow them. Let's continue. The next part may show you exactly who this person is, and how to recognize their energy before they cause more harm. Scorpio, now that the cards have exposed the presence of betrayal, let's tune in deeper to the energy of the one behind it, because spirit always leaves clues. The frequency around this person is restless, insecure, and oddly fascinated by your transformation. This is someone who keeps you close enough to observe, but far enough to never truly support. They mirror your words, your ideas, even your style, not out of admiration, but from a desire to compete or dilute your uniqueness. Energetically, they carry the vibration of an air sign, likely a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, someone who communicates often but says very little of substance when it comes to emotional truth. Their words are coated with politeness, but their energy carries friction. They might phrase gossip as concern, saying things like, "I just want what's best for them," while planting seeds of doubt in others' minds. The tarot shows traits aligned with the reversed Queen of Cups. Someone emotionally unstable, perhaps wounded, who projects their pain onto those who found peace. There's a passive-aggressive undertone in the way they engage with you. One moment they seem supportive, the next they disappear when you shine. This person thrives in ambiguity. They won't confront directly, but they'll stir undercurrents and test your intuition. Spirit shows us subtle signs. This is someone who often plays the victim, avoids accountability, or steers conversations away from you when others praise you. They might use spiritual language or even pretend to be intuitive themselves, but lack true depth. They are threatened by your emotional clarity because you reflect back everything they pretend to be. You may have sensed it already, a shift in tone, a strange feeling after interactions, a delay in replies that once came quickly, or even compliments that somehow feel like veiled insults. Don't dismiss that. Your body knows what your mind tries to rationalize. This person is not your enemy, but they are not your ally either. They're a karmic echo, a test in boundaries, discernment, and energetic sovereignty. The good news? You don't need to expose them. Their own patterns will. Your task is to withdraw your energy, reclaim your light, and watch what falls away when you stop feeding the illusion. In the next part, we'll explore why this energy is surfacing now, and what it reveals about your soul's current frequency. Scorpio, let's get to the deeper truth. Because the whispers around you aren't just about gossip. They're about energy dynamics. And you're at the very center of a vibrational shift that's triggering people who haven't done the work. The real reason someone is talking about you isn't because you've wronged them, acted out of line, or stepped on toes. It's because your intensity, your quiet power, your refusal to play small, it exposes something in them they aren't ready to face. You don't follow the crowd. You evolve through solitude. You transform pain into purpose. And that intimidates those who are still performing for external approval. The truth is, your energy is commanding, even when you say nothing. You walk into a room and shift the atmosphere without trying. People feel seen around you, and some can't handle being witnessed without their masks. This is why they talk. It gives them a sense of power in spaces where they feel none. But beneath their words is something deeper. Envy, wrapped in projection. You've begun to rise, spiritually, emotionally, maybe even financially. And your growth has started to create distance between who you are and who they thought you would remain. That gap? It terrifies them, because it reminds them of where they've stayed stuck. In a way, their gossip is a strange form of admiration, but twisted through the lens of their own unhealed insecurity. And Scorpio, let's be honest, you've probably felt this all along. You've sensed the shift in loyalty, the weird pauses, the way some people used to clap louder when you were suffering than they do now that you're evolving. That's because you were relatable when you were broken, and now you're becoming magnetic, and not everyone wants to see you win. But here's what they don't realize. Every word they speak against you is a spell they cast on their own growth. Because your path isn't fueled by external validation. It's powered by your soul's agreement with the divine. And gossip, no matter how loud, cannot cancel a destiny written in cosmic ink. So let them talk, Scorpio. While they spread rumors, you'll spread roots. And what they can't see is that every lie they speak is simply adding fuel to your ascension. Up next, let's explore how gossip carries energy and how to clear the interference it causes in your auric field. Scorpio, let's talk about what most people ignore. The unseen residue that gossip leaves behind. Because what's spoken about you in hidden corners doesn't just vanish into thin air. It creates energetic interference, cords, and psychic static that can cloud your clarity and drain your vitality. Words are not harmless. They are frequency, vibration, and intention wrapped in sound. And when someone speaks of you with bitterness, envy, or projection, it sends out a wave of energy that tries to stick. If you've been feeling suddenly fatigued, foggy, anxious without reason, emotionally heavy even after rest, that's not random. That's the invisible debris of being talked about without love. You might wake up in the middle of the night, for no reason, feel off after interacting with certain people, or lose momentum in areas where you were previously flowing with ease. That's the effect of psychic clutter. Especially as a Scorpio, a deeply intuitive, empathic water sign, your energy field is like a sponge. You don't just hear energy, you absorb it. And the most dangerous form of gossip isn't loud and obvious. It's quiet, consistent, and laced with emotional charge. Think of each word as a thread, subtly attaching itself to your aura. Over time, enough threads become cords, and cords become energetic snares that trap your light and mute your intuition. But here's the powerful truth. Awareness is the first step to liberation. Once you see the effect, you can reclaim your sovereignty. Spiritual interference only thrives when it goes unnoticed. Now that you're aware, the power returns to you. This is not about living in fear or paranoia. It's about spiritual hygiene. Just like you shower to cleanse your body, you must cleanse your energy from invisible projections. Because gossip doesn't just distort how others see you. If left unchecked, it starts to distort how you see yourself. That's the real danger. And Scorpio, you are far too aligned, too sacred, too powerful to carry around other people's energetic waste. The next step is protection. Real, grounded, daily rituals that shield your spirit and sever the cords of spiritual noise. Let's now move into what you can do to guard your energy and restore your inner clarity, not through aggression, but through empowered, soulful boundaries. Scorpio, now that the interference has been exposed, it's time to reclaim your space, not with confrontation, but with spiritual precision. You don't need drama. You need protection. And Spirit is handing you the tools. Start with a simple, yet powerful cleansing ritual to sever any cords formed through gossip or projection. Begin with a salt bath, Himalayan or sea salt in warm water, with a white candle burning beside you. As you soak, imagine every ounce of energetic residue dissolving, leaving your aura radiant and sealed. Whisper, "Only what is mine may stay." All else dissolves in divine light. After your bath, sit quietly in front of a mirror. This is your mirror shield visualization. Close your eyes and see your aura, coated in a layer of reflective silver, like a cosmic mirror. Say aloud, "Any energy sent to harm shall reflect and return to source. I walk in truth, protected by light." This technique isn't about revenge, it's about neutral reflection. Next, use black tourmaline or obsidian. Place it over your throat chakra before you speak or post anything online. Why the throat? Because gossip attacks the voice, your self-expression. These stones shield your words and block psychic intrusion. Incorporate daily affirmations like, "I do not absorb what is not mine. I am sealed, sovereign, and safe." You can speak this during your morning tea, while driving, or before sleep. Anchor it into your subconscious. On an energetic level, keep your home clear too. Burn sage or Palo Santo weekly, especially after visitors or conflict. Scorpio, your silence is sacred, but don't let it become a cage. Speak protection over yourself. Journal your truth. Sing or hum to open your voice when it feels stuck. When you stop speaking out of fear, you start vibrating from power. Finally, remember, not every battle is yours to fight. Some are simply invitations to protect your peace and let Spirit handle the rest. You're not here to defend your name. You're here to live your truth. The people meant for you will never be swayed by lies. And the ones who believe them were never for you to begin with. Up next, let's explore why this is all unfolding now, and how divine timing is clearing the path for your true alignment. Scorpio, timing is never random in the spiritual realm. If this truth is surfacing now, the gossip, the whispers, the energetic disruption, it's because your soul is ready to see clearly and ascend without interference. The universe never reveals what you're not equipped to handle. This isn't just about someone talking behind your back. This is about a divine checkpoint in your journey. You're crossing into a new frequency, a space of greater clarity, alignment, and manifestation. And with every energetic elevation, the universe initiates a purge. The timing of this exposure is sacred. It's Spirit's way of protecting you before you walk through the next door. Imagine trying to carry this hidden sabotage into your future. It would have poisoned your blessings from within. That's why Spirit is letting the mask fall now. You've likely noticed strange synchronicities lately, repeating numbers like 707, 1110, or even 222, all signs of karmic alignment and spiritual activation. These aren't coincidences. They are divine timestones. This revelation was written into your timeline before you were even born, and now it's activating. Why? because you're about to attract higher-level connections, opportunities, and blessings, and Spirit is clearing the frequency. You can't build what's sacred on top of what's false. The truth must rise so your foundation can be pure. There's something deeply spiritual about betrayal. It breaks illusions. And once the illusion shatters, so does the control. You're no longer manipulated by false loyalty, fake support, or karmic distractions. This moment is a turning point, a spiritual checkpoint between your old chapter and your destiny. And Scorpio, it's happening now because you've matured emotionally. The old you would have reacted. The current you reflects. The old you might have confronted. The current you transcends. You've passed the test already, because you're listening, not retaliating. Spirit is proud of the grace you're embodying. This is why you're being shown the truth, not to fall into chaos, but to rise into sovereignty. So honor the timing. It's not late. It's not early. It's divine. Let's move into the next part now, because knowing who's gossiping is only half the story. The power lies in how you respond, not from ego, but from your higher self. Let's explore that sacred response. Scorpio, now that the veil has been lifted, and you know it's been whispered in the dark, the question becomes, how do you respond? And the answer, in true Scorpio transformation fashion, is with grace, not retaliation. You may feel the sting of betrayal, the pull to speak your truth in fire, the urge to call them out and reclaim your power publicly. But Spirit whispers a deeper truth. Your silence is already louder than their lies. You don't need to engage in their frequency to prove your strength. Your energy is already rewriting the story. Understand this. Anyone who gossips about you behind your back is already beneath the vibration you're walking into. They cannot go where you're going. Their words can't penetrate what's sealed in truth. Instead of reacting, redirect. Instead of confronting, withdraw. Pull your energy back so fully, so cleanly, that they feel the absence of your presence like a spiritual echo. Let them wonder why your access card no longer works in your sacred space. Set boundaries not out of bitterness, but out of deep self-respect. And Scorpio, do not explain your silence. You owe no one a justification for honoring your intuition. If Spirit told you to detach, trust that. People who gossip count on your emotional reaction to feed their drama, to validate their insecurities. But when you offer them stillness, you shatter the game. Let your life, your alignment, your growth, your peace, be the only response they receive. That's the Scorpio way. And if you must speak, let it be in sacred spaces, in private reflection, with those who hold you in truth. Don't defend your name. Embody your light. Protect your voice like a spell. Guard your energy like a temple. And most importantly, transmute the pain. Journal it, cry it. Alchemize it into art, wisdom, or spiritual fuel. Because this moment isn't about what they said, it's about what you do with it. You can either carry the wound or wear the wisdom. You choose. And you, Scorpio, are choosing evolution. In the next part, we'll dive into the deeper blessing beneath this betrayal. Because what they meant to break, you may just be what unlocks your highest timeline. Scorpio, what if I told you this betrayal isn't your downfall, it's your initiation? That the gossip swirling around you is actually a sacred signpost from the universe, pushing you into your highest alignment? You see, the moment someone speaks your name in distortion, they unknowingly activate a spiritual truth. You've outgrown the version of you they think they know. Gossip doesn't follow people who are standing still. It follows those who are rising. This isn't a punishment. It's proof. Proof that your vibration is shifting, that your energy is expanding, that your presence has become so powerful it can no longer go unnoticed. And yes, it hurts. The sting of being misunderstood, misrepresented, or misjudged cuts deep, especially when it comes from someone you trusted. But Scorpio, you are never meant to be understood by those still trapped in the shallow end. Your soul swims in depths most fear to even approach. And now, Spirit is using this moment to invite you into something greater, sovereignty. That means owning your energy, choosing your peace, walking in clarity, and no longer seeking validation from those who never truly saw you. Every time they whispered, they revealed their own wound, not yours. Every time they doubted you, they confirmed that you've moved beyond their frequency. And every time you chose silence over defense, growth over gossip, intuition over insecurity, you stepped further into your divine authority. What they meant as sabotage is actually a spiritual spotlight. They didn't delay your blessing. They accelerated your evolution. Because now you know who is for you, who isn't, and most importantly, who you've become. You're no longer available for low vibrational spaces. You're no longer the Scorpio who needed to prove your worth. You are the worth, the peace, the presence. This is not a fall, it's a rise. And in the ashes of this emotional betrayal, a new version of you is being born. Lighter, clearer, more powerful, more aligned. So say it with me now, Scorpio. I bless what broke me. I honor what it revealed. I rise beyond the noise into my own soul truth. Up next, we close this journey, not in anger, but in power. Let's walk out of the shadows together. Scorpio, you've walked through the fire of truth, and now you stand at the edge of something sacred. A version of you that has seen the shadows, felt the sting, and still chose healing over harm, peace over pettiness, alignment over revenge. This was never just about gossip. It was a spiritual initiation, a clearing, a divine realignment meant to strip away illusions and call you deeper into your soul's sovereignty. And now you see it clearly. Not everyone who claps for you is cheering. Not every presence is support, and not every silence is peace. But rather than breaking you, this realization has made you unshackable. What they said about you doesn't define you. What you didn't say in response is what elevated you. You didn't beg for clarity. You became the clarity. You didn't lower your voice to match their frequency. You raised your vibration until their noise could no longer reach you. That's evolution. That's transformation. That's Scorpio. And as you rise, remember this. Your name spoken in rooms you've never entered means your energy is too loud to be ignored. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them spin their stories. The truth doesn't beg to be believed. It simply is. And yours is shining now more than ever. Spirit is already replacing every false connection with soul-aligned relationships. Every distortion with divine protection. Every distraction with purpose. You're not being punished. You're being positioned, elevated, expanded. What they thought would isolate you has only initiated your rebirth. So breathe in this moment, Scorpio. Feel the quiet victory in your chest. You've passed the test without losing your light. You are the storm and the calm, the phoenix and the flame. And from this point forward, no one gets to define your worth. But you, if this message echoed in your soul, like, comment, and subscribe. This sacred space, the Mystic Astrozine, is here to guide you through every transformation, every truth, every awakening. And remember, the louder their noise becomes, the quieter you must be, not out of fear, but because you've risen beyond their reach. You're not their gossip. You're your own galaxy now. And it's only just beginning.